Hi, family. Welcome back to Nala's Journey. This is Jackie, aka Nala. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I appreciate all of you. I do. Today's topic is very important. It is. Please share, guys. Please like and share. Sharing is caring, guys. I appreciate you for sharing. I do. Today we're going to focus on the fact that Africa is the land of opportunities. Let me say that again. Today we're going to focus on the fact that Africa is the land of opportunities. It is just that. Everybody that's thinking about moving to the U.S., I want you to stop and watch this video and pay close attention. Take down some notes. Because where you're living in Africa, the motherland, is the land of opportunities, but you're thinking about moving to America, where there's a struggle going on here. This is 2023, but many people are struggling financially. Many people are making minimum wage, regardless of the fact that they might have a degree. A lot of people get out of college and they cannot find a job that matches their degree. It's a fact, guys. It is. And that's what's happening across America. Many Americans are making minimum wage. We're talking maybe $14 an hour, $18 an hour, $20 an hour. That might sound like a lot of money to you, but the fact is the cost of living, the rents are so high across the U.S. The struggle is real, guys. That minimum wage that a person is making is not enough to manage, for example, basic necessities. Food. We all need food, guys. Food is so expensive here in America. It's ridiculous. You can go to the supermarket, the grocery store. You walk out with like 2 or 3 shopping bags. That's $150 US right there. You might have one meat package with you. That's it, if you're fortunate. You might need to go to the grocery store at least twice a week. $300, $400, depending on the size of your family. It gets higher and higher. And the quality of the food is lacking right now. I mentioned that before in previous videos. The vegetables are barely acceptable. You buy a bunch of bananas today, you take it home by tomorrow, it starts browning. It starts turning brown. It does. There's a struggle. There's a real struggle going on here in the U.S. Financially, many Americans are not making enough money. Their expenses are so high, whether it be food expense, rent expense. Remember, many Americans are sharing an apartment. They have a room that they're renting in an apartment. Might be a couple with a child or a couple with 2 kids. Apartment rents are ridiculous. That's what's happening in America, and so many Africans want to move to America. Well, let's look at it this way. Africa has food, where you can grow your food, where you can grow your plantains and your fruits like papaya, and your apples and your oranges and your avocados, cassava, where you can grow your food, is a place that I find very interesting. Where you can grow your food in Africa, I find that place very interesting, very appealing. It makes me say, Because here in the U.S., I'm going to the grocery store, and millions of people are going to the grocery store. The food is getting more and more expensive. The quality of food is becoming less and less acceptable. The quantity of food available in the markets, in the supermarkets, are becoming less and less also. Very noticeable here in America, but yet many Africans in Africa think that America is the land of opportunity. Well, I'm an American, guys. Guys, I'm an American. I've lived in many states in the U.S., and I can see that the struggle is so, so real. I can see it, guys. I can. But I could also see this in Africa. There's opportunities for farming. Farming food, growing food, raising animals, combination farming. I see that there's a need and there's an opportunity for Africans to do this, perhaps for Africans and Americans to partner and do this together. Because remember, the US dollar goes a long way in Africa. So an American person, an American family going to Africa, US dollars, well, buy yourself some land. Let's start growing some food. Let's start raising some animals. Let's start selling the meat. Let's start partnering. Let Americans start partnering with Africans in Africa. I think it's a very interesting possibility. It is for Americans and Africans to partner. I think it's a very interesting and a very inspiring opportunity, because the Americans have the US dollars. They have some US dollars that can buy land in Africa, somewhere in Africa, grow food, raise livestock, sell that in the markets. Workers in Africa on the farm would be blessed by that. Families would be blessed by that. I see the partnership of Africans and Americans and farming being a critical piece of the future. The future for Americans moving to Africa and the future for families that are in need in Africa. I see that partnership of Americans and families in need in Africa. I see that partnership. I see that being very successful. I see that being a blessing to families. I see it. Do you see it, guys? I see it. Living in Africa where there is land to grow food, where there is land to raise the animals, that's the land of opportunities. What do you need for that land? Well, you need rain, you need water, you need access to water, what have you. I think it's a mighty exciting concept to have a farm where you're growing food and raising animals. Animals will need food, typically grass, hay, okay? They will need care, they will need water. The fruits and vegetables that you can grow needs water. But depending on the rain and the water supply, having a combination farm seems like a very, very smart business to entertain. So if you're living in Africa, I think it's important to look for opportunities for farming, regardless of your age, young or seasoned. Look for opportunities for farming. Families in need will always need food. They will always need better housing, access to health care, money to pay for health care, assistance with educational costs. These things are manageable expenses for someone coming from America, making a transition to Africa, to partner with, to help, to be a blessing to families in need in Africa. The concept is real, guys. It is. It's exciting to me. It is. Because I see the need that families have, and I see the interest that families have in moving to America, but I see the need in Africa, and I see, well, if Americans move to Africa and they have some finances and they're moving with the finances to Africa, and perhaps they can get a farm, some land to farm in Africa, And then they have families that are working the farm. They have people that are working the farm. And the people that are working the farm, they are being blessed by the farm. I think that this is a great possibility, guys. I think it is. I think there's a lot of potential for people who are living in Africa, for Africans who are in need, for example, or whether the family is needy or whether the person is looking for a business opportunity. I see clearly how Americans can transition to Africa, buy land, have a farm. Africans in Africa, they need work. Farming is something to think about. Farming is a great investment. It's great for the person who owns the farm. It's great for the workers of the farm. Everybody will always have a need for food. Everybody. Africa is so spread out. There's so much land. There's no shortage of land in Africa. There is land that people can purchase and work the land that can be a blessing to an American family, that can be a blessing to an African family, that can affect the village positively. There's lots of possibilities in Africa. There's lots of opportunities in Africa, whether it be farming or another type of business. There's opportunities there in Africa. Search out those opportunities. I'm encouraging every African to search out the opportunities in Africa, the business opportunities. It's there. They are there. Look at the people who have a business. I'm talking perhaps a small business, a small village business. Maybe they have something small in the city. Look at the businesses that are upcoming. Look at the businesses that are in existence, that are successful. Perhaps you can partner with each other. Perhaps an American can partner with an African and create a business. Perhaps. I believe these possibilities exist. I believe it. I do. Whether it be manufacturing something, whether it be selling some type of local manufactured product, opportunities exist in Africa. America is not, the land of opportunities. There is a struggle here. I should know. I'm an American. I know what's going on here in America. But yet I also see what's going on in Africa and what the possibilities are in Africa, what the opportunities are in Africa. I see that, guys. And you Africans, I want you guys to see the opportunities also in Africa. I want you to look at things a little differently when you go out from now on. Look at who's in business, how they're running their business, which businesses are successful, what products are successful. Opportunities are there in Africa. Africa is a large continent, many countries. Do you have to move from one country in Africa to another country in Africa? Look at that first before you make a transition to America, because America is not a street of gold. It's not. It's a place where you got to work real hard just to try to make ends meet. It is. Our food expense is high. Our rent expense is high. Our health care expense is high. It is. The cost of our education is very high in the U.S. Compare that to Africa. There's some places in Africa where the cost, a 1-year cost for college is under $1,000, possibly about $500 for the year, depending on the country, depending on your course. Education is affordable in Africa. Education is very costly in America. It is. A person going to college here in America, they're taking out typically student loans. And by the time they graduate 4 years later, they're graduating with a hefty student loan balance. These are facts, guys. So, guys, I want you to be encouraged about Africa and the opportunities that exist in Africa, whether it be farming, whether it be manufacturing, whether it be partnering with an American to import goods, something like that. But first, I would say, look at the resources, look at the products that's in Africa first to create some type of business opportunity in Africa, because it exists. It exists. If I'm here in America and I'm seeing it, I want you guys to see it also. There's tremendous opportunities in Africa. And the one that I'm focusing on is it's the farming, the food, and the animals. I like that. That's very exciting to me. It is. And I know a lot of Americans are looking at the farming opportunities in Africa, moving to Africa, buying land for farming food as well as animals. A lot of Americans are seeing that as wow, this could be very successful. Whether it be, like, for example, a fish farm. There's opportunities in Africa, various countries. There's a variety of opportunities. Just like I'm researching it, I'm encouraging you guys to research it also. Look for the opportunities in Africa. Africa is the land of opportunities. It is. It is. What I love and appreciate about Africa, the educational costs is affordable. I also appreciate that teachers are respected in Africa. They are. They absolutely are. I appreciate that fact. Now, people thinking about, now there's some Americans thinking about perhaps living in America 6 months of the time and perhaps living in Africa 6 months, splitting their time between America and Africa. I think that's an exciting thought. And a lot of Americans are thinking about that. And I know Americans that are partnering with Africans with a variety of business ventures, because all that information is right online, guys. The information is at your fingertips, guys. Yes, Americans are partnering with Africans with a variety of business opportunities. They're making investments. And there are some Americans who are splitting their time, living in America part-time, living in Africa part-time. That works for many families. They travel back and forth. I also know families, African families, for example, Nigeria. They've got business in Nigeria. They have a home here in the U.S., but that's not everybody. It's not everybody. Not everybody achieves that level of financial success. I'd say the average person, whether it be American or that person is from somewhere else, there's a financial struggle. Minimum wage challenge. Another challenge is this. Someone moving from not only Africa, if you even move from one state in America to another state, people hear the different accents and automatically they have perceptions. And guess what, guys? I experienced that myself. I did. I moved from, many years ago from New York to the South. And people, heard my accent You know, and my accent actually is a combination of American English as well as Caribbean, because that's where my family's from. Okay, and well, let me also mention, of course, my ancestors are from the motherland, Africa. Of course, they are, and I appreciate that heritage. I do. But yeah, it's so common in America that people hear an accent and automatically they have all kinds of perceptions and so forth. And it's not cool. It's not, but it happens every day. So someone coming from Africa moving to America, automatically there's going to be there will be challenges just even based on your accent. Shouldn't be like that. I agree. But even for me, I faced it with an American accent, right? Moving from the north to the south, for example. Even when I travel from south to west, in America, it's so common. They hear a different accent. And again, they have all these perceptions. And sometimes the perceptions are not they're not fair. Sometimes they're not. Absolutely. Well, listen, guys, listen. I hope this content is helpful, guys. I hope you're inspired. Everybody living in Africa, everybody living on the continent of Africa, I want you to be inspired. Just like I'm researching opportunities in Africa for business. I want you to research business opportunities in Africa. Could be a small business. That's fine. Small businesses grow. That's right, guys. Small businesses grow. Plant the seed, water that seed, that plant will grow. Research the opportunities in Africa. Africa indeed is the land of opportunities. It is, guys. It is. This is Jackie, aka Nala. I hope the content was helpful, guys. I hope you like it. If you do like it, smash that like button, please. Share my videos. I appreciate you guys when you share the videos. Remember, this is a family. This is Nala's family. Remember, you're a Nala too. Share my videos. Sharing is caring. I'll see you guys in the next video.